Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Nerd Cassette. My name is Gato.
And my name is Gabe.
Welcome, Gabe.
Two nerds that talk about random things.
That's right. Is that part of our...
I don't know, trying to make it happen.
Oh,
Just like
let's
Fetch.
make it happen.
Yeah.
Two nerds that talk about anything.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. All right, cool. So we got a pretty full week today.
There were so many events that happened.
Yeah,
this week.
lots of things going on for sure. I think the most talked about thing for the last couple of days has been the Oscars.
Let's talk about the slap.
Yeah. Did you see the Oscars?
I did not.
Did you know the Oscars were playing on that day?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about the slap. So everybody knows. I'm sure by now everybody knows. I think everybody knew by Sunday night anyway. The big slap. The controversial the controversial slap. Okay. So in the case that you don't know what's going on, Chris Rock, who was presenting an award, he wasn't the host, right?
I think he was presenting. He was like one of the hosts or something.
Yeah. So he's cracking jokes. And he disrespects, or I guess he makes an inappropriate joke about Jada Smith, Will Smith's wife, who I actually thought it was ex-wife, but it's the wife. And Will Smith doesn't like it. And he gets up. He comes up to him. And what did the five fingers say to the face? Slap! Snacks the crap out of Chris Rock and then walks away. And Chris Rock is just stunned and he's like, whoa, like Will Smith just slapped the crap out of me. And then
That's
everybody
censored,
thinks
by the way.
That's
censored, by the way.
Oh,
he doesn't actually say crap. Oh.
Yeah, he says the mature version of crap. Everybody thinks it's a skit. When I watched it, I thought it was a skit. And then he starts yelling at Chris Rock, asking him to keep his wife's name out of his mouth. Also edited. And he says it a second time. And by the second time, the whole auditorium was quiet. You see Lupita, what's her last name? I forgot her last name, but Lupita, she's standing in the background and she's just like...
It's funny because I don't think people thought it was like an act or it was scripted. But it wasn't until he said, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. I mean, excluding the expletive. That's when the whole venue just like...
Yeah, it
got super quiet.
I got super quiet. When did you watch this? Did you know about it when I sent you the text message?
Nah, okay.
Did I send you a text message?
You sent me the text.
Okay. So you didn't know until then.
I didn't even know until then. And it was funny because it wasn't until I went to work that I found out about it too. But it was your text that morning.
Yeah, dude. So Amber, my wife, like we knew about the Oscars. We're movie buffs in all senses, right? And so we knew the Oscars were gonna happen. We were aware of Dune being a high competitor, and she made I'm gonna go a bit conspiracy here with you for a second, but she posted on her Instagram, "Are you watching the Oscars?" or "Who's Oscar?" Right? And I think it was only about 20% of people said that they were watching the Oscars, and the rest of them didn't. And we knew that they were going to start around 6 p.m. And we were looking for links on YouTube. We couldn't find anything. We looked on Hulu. We looked on ABC. But all of these places that had the capability of streaming the Oscars were charging like a lot of money. There's a lot of fake links out there. Anyway, we tried for about 30 minutes to get a link to stream the Oscars, but we couldn't find anything. And so at that point, I'm like, well, I'm going to go edit then. And she went to do some work stuff as well. And because I'm editing, I'm on my computer, I'm checking YouTube constantly. And when I finished my video, I went on YouTube and I see this thing. It was new. It was like 30, 40 minutes in. And it said Will Smith punches Chris Rock. It wasn't slaps or anything. Like, it was punches Chris Rock at the Oscars. I watched that video and I thought it was a skit, but it felt kind of serious. And so I was like, oh, wait, what? And so I watched it again and again. And then like all these other videos started popping out. And I watched all these different versions of it until finally I saw that the slap was real. Like, there's contact, and the smack that you hear, it's real. And
it's weird. I didn't really hear the slap.
I did.
In the various like versions I've seen it, it's like maybe because the mic's not on the actual slap, but you can hear like a slight hit. But
I guess maybe I shouldn't say the actual smack, but the punch that you hear, the thud, the whatever, like, at first I thought it was, I don't know, I thought it was fake, but then I noticed that it was real. So
when did you find out it was real? When you saw the slap?
Yeah, just a couple of minutes after I watched it the first time. Like, I had seen it like 3 or 4 times, and even reading all the comments on the videos, I was like, oh, like, this is it's not fake. It doesn't seem to be fake.
The moment I heard the swearing, I was like, oh, this is real. This is real.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, when you see his face and he's just like all serious about it, I was like, yeah, I think it's real. Like,
what do you think about the laugh?
Which one?
When he laughs.
Like him before?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess there's 2 stories. My thought is he was either laughing at the previous joke, or he's just laughing in general. Or 2, he thought the joke was funny, and then he looked at Jada and she's rolling her eyes, and then he's like, oh, this is a mean joke about her. I get the joke now. That's not cool. And then he goes up and
I think that's where I'm at. I think it's either he laughed about it and then saw Jada and then got upset because it upset her, or he was just like on autopilot, just laughing for the sake of laughing until it hit him, and then he's like, oh shoot, this is a joke about my wife, and then that's when he went slapping fit.
Do you have like a
thought on it? A general thought?
Not a general thought, but like, do you believe that someone was right and someone was wrong?
I think everyone's wrong here.
That's what I think too. Honestly, the joke was inappropriate. Respectfully, I don't think it was a mean joke. Like, I don't think it was like that aggressive of a joke. But I do. I know. I have friends that have alopecia, and it's still an insensitive and inappropriate joke.
Yeah.
I guess my reasoning. I'm not saying that it wasn't like mean. I guess what I'm saying is the type of joke. I don't feel like it warranted slap.
Violence. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Will resorted to violence. I don't like the fact that Chris made that joke. I don't like the fact that Will got up and smacked him, and I don't appreciate the fact that he still wins an Oscar. He gets up.
Ovation.
He gets a standing ovation. Yeah. But even in his speech, what was it that he said? He says that he has been called to be a vessel of love.
Vessel. I've seen that word so many times now.
How can you use this? And how can you like go up there and tear up and say all these things when literally, I think it was like between 15 and 20 minutes prior, you went up and chose violence.
Yeah.
For the joke, right? So I don't think there's really a person that was in the right. Anybody saying like, well, he's defending his wife. I'm like,
there's better ways to do that.
Yeah, there's a better way to do
There's
that.
either,
And
I mean, if he was gonna hit him, at least wait till after the show, not in a publicly broadcasted way, or
for
even just
real.
even the yelling. If he had just yelled at him instead of going up to him and slapping, that would have been enough, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But he stirred the pot. So let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you why I think this is a sort of a conspiracy. The reason I brought up my wife putting the post and only 20% said that they were watching the Oscars is the fact that we haven't really had Oscar awards in 2 years because of the pandemic.
hmm.
So I feel like they were kind of, I mean, they don't really do advertisement for it or anything like that. Like, I feel like they were just kind of, nobody was paying attention to it, right? Um, and then I mean, how many people do you know that still have cable or that pay like $60 a month for live TV on Hulu or on ABC.com or anything like that? I don't know if Peacock was streaming it, but I'm assuming Peacock would probably do something similar to Hulu, where you have to pay like $70 for it. Um, so my assumption is TV ratings were low. Directors at the Oscars are like looking at this and saying, "Man, we have 1 million people watching right now. Usually we have 30 million people watching. Like, we need something big to get people talking about this." And
You think it's staged?
I think it's staged to an extent. I'm not saying the hit was fake, and I'm not saying that the reaction was fake, but I think I don't know what I think. I think
No,
something.
I see what you mean.
I feel like something was brought up. I mean, what are the chances that Will Smith posts his Instagram pictures saying, "I'm here to create chaos," when he was like putting on a suit?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
so like, was that a hint? And then two, Chris Rock's not pressing charges.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I mean, the whole Oscar rating is a thing. I've been
And
reading a lot more into it though. But yeah, go ahead.
it's just funny to me, like, ratings are, nobody knows that the Oscars were even happening. And then suddenly this happens, and like my YouTube feed and even my TikTok feed was filled with slaps and the
There's
memes.
so many memes. It's so
Dude,
funny.
the memes.
There's just so many memes. I can't. Like, I just barely saw one with Bully Maguire. Someone put Bully Maguire on Will
I haven't
Smith
seen
and
that one.
slapping. Or someone that really made a really good one was Ned from Spider-Man.
Oh, I saw that
Replaced
one.
Chris Rock on stage. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, if I was not married and I was still single and had all this time, I would have totally contributed. I've made my memes in my day. I've made
Yeah.
some that reached 1 million, but just don't have time. But they're really good. They're really good.
Yeah.
Here's
I-
my thinking. Why it's
Let's
not
go.
staged. It just
Okay.
happens to be coincidence, right?
Let's go.
Let's see. I watched this video. It's like a body language analysis person. So he has a YouTube channel called The Behavioral Arts. You know?
Bro, I have it on my backlist on YouTube because I was going to watch this after the podcast. It's like 30 minutes long, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah. Okay,
I listened to the whole thing. You don't have to really, well, you kind of have to watch his take on it. And he studied body language, that it's all real, it's all genuine. I mean, give or take, because he acknowledges Will Smith is an Oscar-winning actor, so he's able to fake it. But he knows, he's at least confirmed with Jada that was a genuine expression. He says Will Smith, he didn't expect it. Like, he was surprised. So he says Will Smith and Jada were both surprised by, it's not like they were expecting anything, right? And then the stance of Chris Rock when he gets hit. He takes certain steps. You can kind of see he makes a fist when he gets hit. But then at the last, within a split second later, he decides not to maybe like he's in fight or flight mode or whatever, right? And the comments that he's making, how flustered he is after the hit, that's all genuine.
That makes sense.
And then on top of that, what amount of money would Will Smith want to get paid for his whole family to be a meme now? They've been trying so hard to suppress the whole entanglement thing, right? And now this is just being put front and center. I can't imagine the Mad Academy like, yo, we're gonna embarrass your family for this amount of money.
That's a really good point. I don't know, man. Like, I'm curious to hear about him a little bit more. I would love to hear Chris Rock's thoughts on it. Like, really, like, be earnest about what he was feeling and what he thinks now.
Yeah.
And same thing with Will Smith. And the only thing I like that I dislike is that he didn't apologize to Chris when he was having his speech.
Yeah.
He said, "I want to apologize to the Academy and to my fellow nominees."
Yeah.
And that's it. And I'm like, bro, you just slapped Chris Rock, like, you know, on live television. Like, how about it? Like, dude, I'm sorry I overreacted. Like, this is not what we're about. Or, I don't know, or at least do a apology or a statement, even if it was like
he
after
did make
the fact.
Was it an Instagram post?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he apologized. But then people are like, even being mean about that, saying, "Oh, it's your publicist apologizing."
Like it's too late now, right?
Yeah. I wonder if I forgot my train of thought now. But I think I don't think it was fake at all. I think it was just like a boiling point for Will Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's having a bad day or something is on his mind, or I don't know. People go mad for no reason, you know. Like I feel like we've all experienced this at some point, and then we look back and we're like, wow, like maybe I overreacted. And I mean, I don't know. That's why I want to hear his thoughts. But what do you guys think? Like, do you think it was fake? Do you think it was real? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts on this. Because I'm sure we're going to be talking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
At least on the social media.
Keep the memes coming, folks.
Oh, yeah. The memes are so good.
That's going to be years of memes, I imagine. Years.
That slap. So going into leaving the controversy behind and going into the next big topic of the week. That actually happened today, this morning at midnight. Moon Knight came out.
I just barely watched it.
So
right before the podcast.
Really? Okay, so you just... Okay, what... Did you like it?
It was good. I liked it. I feel like it's bringing Marvel back to its roots.
A little bit.
Like we just... The last Marvel thing we watched was Hawkeye. And it was like, oh, you know, cool. It's not like at least this Moon Knight one's kind of giving a epic vibe. I'm excited about it.
Wait, did you say the last thing you watched was Falcon?
Hawkeye. Yeah.
You mean on Disney Plus?
Yeah. Like there's a big difference between Hawkeye and Moon Knight.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Do you remember that trailer I sent you? Or not the trailer, the clip?
Yeah.
Of the elevator? Okay.
Cool.
Well, there... this shouldn't be a spoiler-free, right? We were talking about this, so if you haven't seen the episode, watch the episode before you continue listening. Because I think there's a lot of interesting points in this, and I want to talk about it. But yeah, the feel of it, Hawkeye's like, I don't know. I mean, we know Hawkeye, and then we get Haley Steinfeld, who was like the best thing of the whole show. But it's like friendly, and it really brings it down. You don't like her? Maybe it's just because maybe it's because I think she's pretty. And Amber does too.
My quick thing for that one is the moment what's the Russian girl? Black Widow's sister.
Yelena.
Yelena was introduced. I stopped caring about
Really?
Haley's character because I was like
D-
more interested in that now.
like you were interested in the Russian
The
and
Russian
Yelena?
and Hawkeye.
Hmm.
Then Haley kind of
Interesting.
fell into the background for me.
Interesting. And see, I feel like it's the opposite for most. I feel like this was supposed to be the introduction to Haley Steinfeld's character as the new young Hawkeye.
Mm.
But I feel like that's the plan. I am not 100% sure. I honestly have no idea where Marvel is going with their multiverse storyline, but I'm excited to find out. I truly am. But yeah, Hawkeye felt kind of teenager-ish, and then Moon Knight felt very suspenseful and dark to an extent.
Yeah.
Uh, I was I was really pleasantly surprised.
The mystery was probably the most exciting part about it. I think
Yeah,
that was what maybe Hawkeye wasn't as exciting because the mystery was, oh, what's the bad guy's name? What's the bad guy's motivation? Right? That's what we were trying to find out. At least
like it's like
now, it's with Moon Knight, it's like,
we don't know
who are
anything.
these new things, new
Yeah,
myths and new legends or whatever.
yeah.
Right?
No, yeah, I think Hawkeye and even some of the shows that came out before, I feel like their storylines are kind of linear. Uh,
Mm.
like you can kind of expect what's gonna happen, and you have a pretty clear vision of like, okay, good person, bad person, and maybe like a small unknown. Whereas with Moon Knight, I like we watched the whole first episode, and I'm still like, so who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, and what is going on? But I'm like so intrigued by all the blackouts going on, like, and they're really cool. They're so cool of how he just like starts to lose it, and then suddenly he's just like, bam, like it's minutes, days, hours later, you know.
The
Um,
sound effect. I just imagine the editor creating an in and out for the audio, pressing delete, and then doing that a couple more times, and you get that staggered. That's all I could imagine when I heard that sound.
but what are your thoughts? Like, do you have any predictions? Do you want to talk predictions on the show?
So I think Arthur, like I read up on the whole Amit
Ah, you cheated.
gods and stuff. Not the comic, but the gods. I think that's fair game because that's the source material, right? That they're
Yeah,
going for. Anyway, Amit is the god or whatever. Arthur,
deity.
deity, right?
Sorry,
And
I like that
Arthur,
word.
this person that has scales, right? And the deity is that Anubis would be the one that measures people's hearts, and if it was impure, then Amit would be the devourer, would devour the person, right? And
Hmm.
so, obviously, we have Arthur with the scales on his arm, the tattoo. Even though he's not, his name sounds regular. I think he's Anubis.
So you think they talk about avatars towards the end of the episode? So do you think Arthur is the avatar for Anubis?
Oh, I didn't even
Anubis?
consider that.
Because
When I
that's what
got to
it
the Avatar
seems.
part, all I just heard was the Avatar joke. That's all. That's all that went through me.
You're like Steven. Avatar blue people. I
Yep,
like the movie.
that's all I remember from that. But I forgot about
Yeah,
that. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. He mentions about how like they use the avatars, and it's like, okay, so they're vessels. You know, they're literally avatars for the
You think they're
gods.
vessels of love?
On death and stuff. Yeah, I'm sure there's one for love. I don't think it's Will Smith for sure.
What's your prediction for the show?
um, my prediction is that there is a bigger evil or a misguidance. Okay, so I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I feel like Arthur may not actually be the bad guy. I feel like he is trying to stop a real bad guy. or something else. I don't know. Because so far he doesn't give me like I'm a bad person kind of thing. He just seems like I'm trying to do what's right type of person, and Steven has gotten in his way of accomplishing whatever he's trying to accomplish. Like I still don't know what the golden scarab is supposed to do.
Yeah, that was confusing.
Yeah, like so this artifact belongs to what's the other deity's name?
Amit,
Anubis.
Anubis.
Armpit? No, not a. Sorry, not Anubis. Anubis. How do you say
Amit.
it? Amit. Okay.
Or Amut, depending
I don't
on
know.
how you wanna.
I'm not good with Egyptian names. But anyway, what I think it's interesting. Okay, I didn't know that Steven was supposed to be British. And I thought it was interesting because Oscar Isaac is Chilean, I think. But I thought his British accent was actually pretty decent.
I thought he has a regular British accent, doesn't he?
No.
Really?
No, because he's from South America.
Wait.
Yeah, he's not British. Oscar Isaac is he's South American, like same as Pedro Pascal. I think they're both from Chile.
Interesting. Yeah, his accent is really good.
Yeah, and
It
so I was
sounded really
like,
natural.
I was making the comment of like, wow, like his accent is actually pretty good. And I'm like, how curious that they would pick a South American guy to play what I think is they're trying to play him as an Egyptian guy, but that happens to have a British accent. So I was like, that's such a weird connection and way of getting to that point. But at the same time, I'm like, hey, I mean, from an artistic standpoint, good for Oscar Isaac to be able to get this role, right? But
Yeah.
then within the episode, we noticed that he's got like multiple personalities, and there's this Mark guy who has the normal American accent.
I think there's 3 personalities.
I think there's 4.
4?
I
Wow.
think there's Steven. I think there's Mark. And Mark is the conscious guy that is connected to Moon Knight. But then there's that the guy with the skull and the big guy that chases him to the elevator.
Oh, that
I think that's part of him too.
probably.
But then there's the deep voice.
Oh, I was getting some Venom vibes from that.
Yeah, like the voice sounded like Optimus Prime. I don't
was
know,
like,
but
when the moment it started talking, I was like, are we watching Venom?
but yeah, and so I'm like, so is there 4 people? Like, are they gonna be able to communicate with each other now? I think the only thing I do know is that Moon Knight is stronger on full moon, I think.
Oh, wow.
I may be wrong. I don't know. I actually don't know. This is just assumptions, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
I don't even know if this is gonna be a limited series
I
like
think
Obi-Wan
it's
Kenobi.
6 episodes.
Yeah, but they called it a 6-episode event.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. It might do really well and do a second season, which I'm not excited about. But
Wait, you are or you're not?
remember we talked about limited series?
Oh, right. We like limited series.
Yeah. My theory is that there's 3. During the credits, you see the shot where, it's 3 Oscar Isaac faces. That's why I think there's 3. Unless maybe the 4th one is his body. So then there might be 4. I don't know. That's why I say 3.
I missed that part. Do you know if there's any like end credit scenes or anything like that?
I checked. There wasn't. At least not the animated credits. I didn't really check
Right. Because it goes
end credits.
Yeah, it's got the cool thing, and then it goes into the normal credits, and the little window minimizes. So I'm assuming there's nothing after that.
There was an Easter egg. Did you catch it? I didn't. I had to read it up.
During the episode or
during the episode. So the guy he's talking to, the gold dude, The guy is a statue. They take a
Yes.
picture with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, that's a reference to a character in the comics. But he's an informant for the Moon Knight. And that's all they really say. So they say it's like an Easter egg. So I don't know if they're going to even use him as a character.
For something.
But if it's just more of a acknowledgement. Oh.
When he's talking to it about whatever his date or whatnot, um, I thought maybe when he's Moon Knight or something, then this statue will come to life, or he'll actually be able to communicate with it, and the statue would be like, "Oh yeah, I love all the stories you tell me, even though I can't respond to you at the time." I don't know. It's
Crawley,
kinda,
there you go. That's his name.
what is it?
His name is Crawley.
Crawley.
Yeah. Crawl, like crawling, and then Ley.
Mm.
So it's just which is strange, but apparently he's a character in the comics. So
That's cool. Yeah, Moon Knight is one hero, superhero, anti-hero, whatever he is. I don't know anything about him.
I guess
But
it could be a good thing, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's cool to bring in new characters that we don't know.
Yeah.
Because we just got 10 years of our favorite superheroes. Some of them have died, some of them haven't. But like Doctor Strange, for example, like I didn't know much about him until like the movie started coming out, and I love that character. I think he's an interesting character, and I like his arc of like him being this, douchey doctor who gets humbled and now he gets to be a good person. So I'm interested in his story. But as far as like Iron Man, despite Iron Man being like my favorite superhero, and like we have Captain America and the Hulk and all of Thor, like let's move on. Like I want to know new stories.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for Moon Knight. I'm kind of excited for, not really, for what is it, Ms. Marvel?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to think of it because I don't know anything about it. But from the trailers that I've seen, it doesn't seem
Doesn't appeal.
very good. Yeah, it doesn't appeal. But maybe it's because
I'm sure it's gonna be good. It just doesn't appeal to me.
I didn't like Captain Marvel, so I can see this having the same feel, and that's maybe why I don't think it's gonna be good. But we'll figure it out when the show comes out.
Yeah. Tell us what you thought of Moon Knight, folks. What you're excited about. Some other Easter eggs we may have missed. Tell us your theories as well.
Link us to that new Rockstars video that's gonna be like 170 Easter eggs in this 20-minute episode.
Oh my gosh.
There's this topic that I've been seeing a lot of. I have seen a lot of this on YouTube. Maybe because I clicked on one video and now I kept getting
recommended to it.
Yeah, like the algorithm picked that up and I was like, "Oh, you watched 2 seconds of this video? Here's 10 more."
That's how YouTube works.
Yeah.
Gato has unlocked the secret to the YouTube algorithm, everybody.
Just gotta click on our videos one time and then watch everything. But this is we're going back into controversies. This is Apple versus Android. Dun dun dun.
I keep getting your texts in green, by the way.
The green bubble. Why
haven't you switched to iPhone?
Because I don't like what Apple stands for. I don't like their operative system. And I don't like that they bully people into getting Apple products.
Bully people.
Bruh. We're going to get into this for real. How long have you had Apple?
Let's see, 2015. 2015.
What did you have before?
Oh, you know those small ones that fit in your like tiny pocket of your jean? You remember those?
Like an iPod
Singular
Nano?
wireless, T-Mobile, just non-Apple stuff beforehand.
And what made you switch to Apple?
My mom bought me an iPhone. I was like, all right,
So,
I'll switch to iPhone.
so it wasn't even your choice.
No, it actually wasn't.
Do you use Apple products besides your phone?
No, just the iPhone.
And you're an advocate for Apple? Bruh.
Probably not the best. Like I would never buy the headphones, like those big ones. Never. I would
The
never
Beats?
buy. No, I think they're Beats. No, they're
Or-
dedicated Apple headphones.
Hmm.
See, I don't even know the name.
But you like the Apple phone?
Yes. Maybe if we
And-
keep it between the phone ecology of this discussion, then it'll probably be more fair.
Yeah, no, we'll keep it. We'll keep it with phones. So for the past few years, I like people give me a hard time about my phone because I'm an Android user, and I don't even go for like Samsung anymore. I like Pixel. I've had Pixel phones since what was it, 2019, I think. It's been like 3-4 years ish. And I like my Pixel. I mean, I got a Gmail account. I use Google Chrome. I got Google Homes around my house. Like the same way Apple users or iPhone users have everything through Apple, and they have an iHome and whatever. It's the same way for me, except with me, it didn't even begin as like, oh, it's a Google product, I have to have it. It was more of like, it was just there. It's easy. It's simple. It's free. So I'm gonna have it. I mean, I feel like most people have a Gmail account. Google Homes, I think I got one for free, and then I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's like a Google search, but you know, it's like a speaker as well. Whatever. But the green bubble, dude. The green bubble, debacle, or whatever you want to call it. For years, people will text me and immediately get angry because I give them a green bubble instead of a blue one. And so it's like they immediately know that I'm not an iPhone user. And it's like, oh, you don't have an iPhone? And I'm like, no, why? Oh, well, you got the green bubble. And I'm like, yeah, so. And apparently it's a thing. It's a big thing. It's such a big thing that people will cancel dates because you don't have an iPhone. You know, you're talking on
Really?
Tinder,
Oh
you're
man.
talking on Hinge, whatever. You get each other's phone number because you're hitting it off. You know, you're like, yeah, I wanna take you out to eat some steak tonight, and here's my number. And it's like, hey, baby, do you wanna just come to my house instead? And then you say yes, and then that green bubble appears, and it's like, ew, get out. I don't want to talk to you. Lose my number.
Okay, that's a
So-
little extreme. But,
Yeah, it was that is extreme. But I have heard stories of people like being denied because of the green bubble.
I've given
and-
friends a hard time.
Oh, I get a hard time all the time.
It's fine. I think we're. I mean, at least when I do it, it's more of just a joking thing.
Right, and I that's fair. I feel like a lot of people do it in a loving manner, like a joke, you know. It's true. I'm not. Anyway, when Amber and I got married,
Is she an iPhone user, by the way?
she is. She doesn't care for it, to be honest.
No.
But the rest of her family uses iPhone. And here's something, and I'm not. This is not coming out of spite or ill intent or anything like that. But her mom, around the time we got married, she was talking to me about like the family group chat,
Yeah.
and she was saying like, yeah, we'll let you know about this and that through the group chat. And then she looked at me and she's like, we would add you to it, but you don't have an iPhone. So, you know,
Instant.
we don't want to get rid of the blue bubble or whatever. And I was like, it's fine, no worries. Like Amber would tell me anyway, so it's not like a big deal. And I'm like, it's less group text for me anyway, so that's always a win for me. Um, like I know that's a small thing, but like I feel like this happens in real situations where you know people talk about the green bubble, they get angry about the green bubble, and basically if you're a teenager that has an Android and then you want to be part of a group and you try to get in a group text and then you have this green bubble and then they're like, ew, you have a green bubble, like we're gonna kick you out of the group so that we can keep our, you know, blue bubble chat. And it forces people to cave in and go get an iPhone just so that they can fit in. That's why I say bullying. To me it's a form of bullying people into getting an iPhone.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't appreciate it.
All right, I see that. I see that. I mean, it's still their choice in the end. If they want to be influenced by peer pressure, that's on them. You know? Keep your green bubble. It's fine. I'm not I mean, I could. The reason why, and I think a recent video I watched is the whole, you know, text security, whatever. There's more security in iMessage, right?
Right.
At the same time, I mean, what kind of message are you gonna send that you need encrypted and stuff? You know, it's not like you're handing out nuclear codes, or maybe you are, or like password to your nudes folder or something like that. Maybe like pictures, that could be it. But
I mean, maybe, but so here's my point. According to all these tech people that I've been like watching and listening to, Apple. So there's when text messaging was invented, we had the SMS.
yeah,
Which stands for, no, I can't think of the name. Like everything just went out the window right now. SMS is a single messaging. What is it?
short message service.
Short message service, which is the oldest type of messaging that you can do, right?
Yeah.
Once the newer phones started coming out, then we switched to the MMS, which is the multimedia messaging service, which is basically what we all kind of use, right?
Yeah.
And that's what allows us to send long text messages without it splitting into like, you know, several different messages and stuff like that, which is great. Now you can send pictures and stuff like that, and you should technically get good quality. But now Apple, for some reason, I don't want to say that they're stuck there because they're doing this willingly, but they have their iMessage, and then everything else is stuck in SMS. So instead of allowing like other services to be able to send an MMS or anything like that, they keep on SMS, which is why you get the green bubble with it. And so what Google did is they created the RCS texting. What is it? Let me look it up real quick. RCS. Yeah, it is RCS. Let's see. RCS. Texting. Which stands for Rich Communication Services. So now, Android phones, you're able to do everything iMessage does. You're able to react to texts.
I saw that recently. That was cool.
Yeah, like so you can basically do anything with it. And basically all these other phones and platforms and OS operative systems, they're all in the same net, but Apple won't do it. Apple won't get RCS. They're stuck with their iMessage. And I know why they're doing it. It's because the minute they cave in, people will stop buying iPhones, because it won't matter anymore whether or not they have an iPhone, because they'll still be able to get that blue bubble and be able to see when people read the message and when they're typing, yada yada yada. And so it's like, that's my rant. Like, bro, like, iPhone, you're supposed to be like, innovative and inviting and welcoming to everybody. Like, you're supposed to be this like massive good corporation that is welcoming and green and whatnot. But instead, you're allowing people to force non-Apple users into getting an Apple phone.
Is it though? Are they really forcing them?
Yes.
Are they telling you need to buy an iPhone?
No. This is a thing that is happening only in the United States. If you talk to anybody outside of the US, like if you look at the numbers, and you can Google this, like I'm not going to show it because I don't want you saying that I have wrong information. I want you, the viewer, to look it up and see what the majority of people in the world use. And you will see that Apple is actually lower than anything else. But if you look it up in the US only, then Apple users climbs up to like, I think it's like 70 or 80%. Because I don't know, the society, because we live in a society. I don't know.
Gosh.
But you go anywhere else and, like, I think an argument would be, well, let's just get an app that we can all utilize, right? That is able to do that for everybody. Well, we do have the app. We have WhatsApp. We have Discord, Telegram, Slacker, I think, does the same thing. So we do have all of these apps that help us interact one another with different phones. But nobody does it. Nobody is going to download WhatsApp. Nobody's going to download Slacker. Nobody's going to download Telegram just to be able to talk to the one person, that has an Android phone.
All for a color.
What?
All for a text color.
Yeah, all for a freaking bubble color.
Okay.
What's wrong with that?
I don't see a problem. Okay, let me tell you. Okay. Do you like the HOA?
The Homeowners Association? Mm-hmm. No, I hate it.
Do you think they shouldn't tell you how to treat your house?
No.
Why? Because you own that, right?
Yeah, it's my house.
So you shouldn't have to look like the same other houses.
Right.
That's what pretty much Apple is doing. Right? They have their own community, right? Apple,
right.
And they can do whatever they want with it. If you don't want the HOA, then don't live there.
I don't. And honestly, I feel like this wouldn't be a rant on my side if people didn't complain to me about bubbles. I do not give a crap. With my Google phone, with my Pixel, people that have messages on Android, and I'm able to see when they read it, when they're replying, and yada yada yada, and be able to react to my message. Yeah. I love it. It's freaking awesome. But anybody that doesn't, I don't really care. And there are people that do have like Samsung phones and Motorola's and Pixels that disable that capability. And the color is different too. We go from like a nice dark blue, like a royal blue, to a light blue when you don't have the same service, when you're not, when you're not plugged in or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal to me, honestly. I don't really care. It's just, as long as we're having a communication, that's all I care about. And same thing with group messages. It is a little annoying that when somebody likes on an iPhone, like my message, it sends it to everybody. Like, this person liked this text.
Yeah.
And it just gets repetitive. And I get that that's annoying, but at the same time, it's like, cool, whatever. Like, somebody will like it. If there's 5 people, then 5 people will get an extra text, and that's it. Like, what's the big deal, right?
Yeah.
It's the people that take it a step further and they bully you for it, whether it's like jokingly or not. I feel like there's still a small part of it that does affect us non-Apple users, and there's a part of Apple users that like they mean what they're saying. Like they really want you to have the blue bubble, and they legitimately get annoyed to see the green color. I'm not saying my friends do or anything like that, but I have run into people that are of this sort. So anyway,
interesting.
That's my rant.
I mean, the only place I'm seeing the word bullying in this whole like argument is Google.
What?
At least Google's the one coming out with these statements about bullying. Maybe it could be because it's affecting their sales and they're noticing.
I got it from Marques Brownlee, actually. And he uses an iPhone.
Where did he quote that from, though?
I don't think he quoted it. I think he just was talking about it.
Oh, he's quoting himself? Or like that the whole idea is bullying?
Yeah. Or at least that's what it seemed like to me. So technically I'm quoting him in using the word bullying. And maybe I should change that, because I don't feel like it's a hardcore bully, but it is a sort of like, I'm gonna make you feel bad for not being at the same tier as me with my Apple phone. Like, I'm gonna make you feel bad because you have a green bubble, and so now you're gonna feel like in order to fit in, you need to buy an iPhone.
Yeah, I could see that. Like that shouldn't be. I don't know. I mean, that shouldn't affect you.
Right.
A confident person shouldn't be affected by that. At the same time, Apple might as well do it. They should. You might as well do it.
Do it, Apple.
But
just do it. Just do it. Yesterday you said tomorrow.
But I mean, in the end, it's just the color. There's the argument is more psychology based.
Yeah, I would say so.
But I mean, for kids, if it affects kids, then that's a problem. Think of the children.
Yeah, think of the children.
Oh man.
I don't know, but what do you guys think? I mean, I'm assuming most of the people that watch the podcast are Apple users. Is my thinking too extreme? Like, am I exaggerating when I say the green bubble and blue bubble thing is cyberbullying to an extent? Or do I have a point? I don't know. Let me know. Let's argue. Let's talk about it in the comments.
Yes. Make a comment per word while you're at it.
We should have a poll. We should add a poll to our
Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do polls.
On our YouTube?
On YouTube, yeah, on the community tab.
Oh.
Yeah, we can definitely do a poll. We should do a poll, and let's see how many people use Apple, and let's see how many people I'm against.
Oh, man.
But anyway, that's interesting. It's interesting how technology works, but maybe in the future we'll all have the same messaging app, and then we can communicate, and we can all have nice blue bubbles.
Was that on purpose?
Yeah, it was.
My.
It's a joke. It's just a joke.
Okay.
It's all jokes, man.
I was like, man, what's on his mind? Troubles with marriage?
No.
Oh, man. It's just
All
jokes, right?
Yeah, it's just jokes. It's all jokes.
Just like Chris Rock.
Is Will Smith gonna come slap me now?
I feel like we're just gonna make references to that from here on out.
Just a slap.
Slap that like button.
Slap the like button, because the like button things
Pretend you're Will Smith and
Yeah, I
that
don't
like
know.
button is Chris Rock. Slap the bell while you're at it.
Uh,
And the subscribe button.
and the share button.
And the share button.
Share with all your friends like you share the memes.
Oh, man. Well, guys, glad you could join us for this episode. This cassette episode of Nerd Cassette.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what you think of the show. Tell us what you think of this new format. We're trying this new thing where we talk about 3 topics, distinct topics, instead of going off on different tangents that we had previously.
I tend to do it a lot. I'm sorry, but we're working on it.
Yes, this is a work in progress, you know. This is your show. Tell us what you want to hear.
Guys, we're here to have a conversation with you. So yeah, do let us know. Every episode, I do want to hear your comments. So, yeah, let us know what you think of the format. Let us think of the topics. Let us know what you agree with and disagree with us, and let's have that conversation in the comments and then the next episode. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. My name is Gato.
My name is Gabe.
Peace.